Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist,
Brad Heineck, physical
and
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
Today, Brad, we don't mean to rip on the P90X, but there is some concerns that we have with it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I just bought it a couple months ago. I've been working through every disc on it, and I think there's some really good things in there, and
There's
I
some
think
fantastic things in there.
and there's some really bad things in there.
Yes, there are.
Particularly for people with a back issue, because it's.
Well, if you have a bad back, or if you never want to have a bad back, you're going to want to listen to us.
Right.
Because Brad and I go at it from a different viewpoint here, since we are physical therapists. Each of us have worked with well over 1,000 back patients in our time. We have a great understanding of what causes back pain. We also have a great education in what causes back pain. I mean, we've been gone through the anatomy and biomechanics, and so we know what can result in back pain. So it's interesting, when going through his program, again, I love some of his exercises. Tony Horton does a great job of explaining things. It's made by Beachbody. It's a very high-end, high-intensity exercises using what they call muscle confusion, so they kind of vary the exercises so that you never get accustomed, whatever. So you never get accustomed to the same exercise.
Right.
They use dumbbells, they use
resistive
bands, and also a pull-up bar, right?
Yep.
All those things are all
pull-up
great.
bar is pretty cool. I really like the simplicity. You don't need to go out and buy a lot of stuff. The resistance band, the pull-up bar, and you can pretty much get through most everything on there.
But our biggest concern probably has with two positions that he puts your back in and he has you do exercises.
Right.
As a therapist, we never want to have you put your back in a rounded out position like this, especially with gravity pulling on it. Now you can lay down.
And then add some weights.
Right. So this is one position that we do not like. The other position, can we maybe move these out?
Now, and his benefit, he does emphasize a straight back while you're doing it.
He does, but you
bending your
can't.
knees.
He emphasizes a straight back when you're doing this other one too, but it doesn't matter. You're still getting extreme stress on your back.
Yeah.
Even like this is a lot of stress on your back if you're keeping your back straight.
Exactly.
There's no way around it,
Right.
especially with weights.
Right here's a fulcrum point, and
Yep.
the low back is taken apart.
Let's just real quickly on here. Let's Nancy first look at this one. This is a study done by Knockupson. Alf Knockupson was done 50, 60 years ago. It's a standard that you'll see in the medical field. And what he did, he was measuring the pressure on discs in your back. So in other words, if you're going to put a lot of pressure on your back on the disc, he showed you the positions that we're doing this.
Can you get a good zoom up on this?
You see this? So basically when you're laying flat, you have very little stress on your back. Laying on your side, very little stress. Standing is probably the standard, and you can see about where the amount of pressure.
Right, they're calling that 100% is a standing. That's your
right.
1 times.
But look at the ones that cause increased stress. Brad, why don't you use your pointer, point that out.
So right here, just bending over forward, and a little more with rounded back.
See how it's higher?
And then if you add weight, of course, it just puts more stress on. It's just a matter of basic physics, and it all makes sense. And I think the surprising one is, look at sitting. Sitting is higher than standing. You think, oh, sitting you're going to rest, but you put more pressure.
There's higher pressure on your back with sitting.
Particularly if you slump forward, it goes more. And if you slump forward more and add weight, that's the peak here. It's
and pay attention to this one because he has you do an exercise.
actually even to more of an extreme of this. It's the one that just, when I saw it start doing that, I thought, this guy does not have a good understanding of back mechanics and stress. And
the other key one is you're going over this chart, and I know this is smaller and it's harder to see, but Brad, you want to show this one right here.
Yeah.
Now that person, it looks like they're doing a sit-up or a crunch.
Right.
They're bringing their back up, and look at that's the highest amount of stress on that chart of all the activities. Right. That's 210, twice the average that you're going to put on your back with just standing.
Right.
That is a harmful position. There's no way around it.
Right.
That's why we tell people not to do full sit-ups and crunches.
Exactly.
And so we're going to go over some exercises that he shows you that we think, in our opinion, are very harmful to your back.
Right. And he does say modify, so we're going to say modify these if you want to do his exercise. If you
I don't
want
like to modify these without even, I don't know how you
I just stopped
this.
doing them when I had my program, but let's go through
Well, this one, let's start with this one. He has you do a regular stretch, and I'm probably not going to be that great at it, but he has you put the 1 foot forward and the 1 foot back, and he has you reach forward like this. And you're rounding out the back, and there's no way around it. I'm sorry, you're stretching your back, but you're putting stress on your back. Much better way to stretch the hamstring would be to lay down and lift the leg up, or like this. I mean, there's just no benefit from doing it this way.
Another one, he has people do this, and in high school we always did this, and I learned we don't do this. They stretch your hamstrings, which is true, but the same thing on the back, and then they'll put some rotation in there. It stretches the muscles, but we're looking at the disc, which is more often injured than the muscles in the back.
And we have learned the worst position you can do on your disc is to bend forward like this and twist.
Yeah.
Like when shoving. So another one he has you doing is he has arms up like this, and he has you switch back and forth like this.
Yep. And then he does the lawnmower. This one, I kind of, in some ways, I like when it works the muscles, but he's having you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the lawnmower, the famous lawnmower exercise, and he's pulling like this, and you got to have your stretch, and you're pulling, and yeah, that's
honestly,
we get people hurt starting their lawnmowers.
Honestly, if I was trying to show you some exercises on how to hurt yourself, that's what I would do. I would show you some of these.
Now the ultimate one. Or did you want to get into one? This is
go ahead, Brad.
This is the one that you really need to, nobody in their whole entire life should do. I like the exercise, doing flies for your back, but he's saying sit in a chair, lean forward like this, take your weights, and if you look on the chart, you're at the peak.
Yeah, this is the highest one on our chart.
And you do this. Great for the shoulders, but it's tearing your low back apart.
Terrible for the back.
I don't even want to do more than 2 reps, Bob, because that one is not the way it should be done.
All right, then let's go to this position, Brad. When you're in, move your glasses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this is the other position that they show on the chart here, and when you're up like this, again, great on the core, terrible on the back.
Yeah.
And so he has you doing a lot of different exercises like that.
This is that position right there, 210% pressure on your disc.
He had one going like this and moving your legs back and forth like this.
Yeah.
Really hard on my core, really hard on my back.
Yeah.
The banana, do you remember how to do that one, Brad?
And then the banana actually bothers
like
my
this?
back. Yeah. And then he has to roll 45 degrees. They're great for, yeah, it's
terrible on the back. And I think he had you doing some of these too. The one I saw.
Yeah,
like this.
I don't have them memorized. I kind of quit doing those because they're hard on my back.
He had one going like this where you're tapping back and forth like this.
Elbow to opposite knee.
Yep. And, well, he was going back like this.
Oh, that's right. Elbow
tapping over.
Yeah.
Again, really hard on the stomach, just as hard on the back. I mean, I don't care if you're young, I don't care if you're 20 years old, I don't care if you're 18 years old, you can hurt your back. And if you're trying to, get through life without having a bad back, I would not recommend it. Sorry to rip on his program, but these are based on scientific principles that are indisputable.
And proof from the clinic, we got years, how many years between us? We got 35, 40 years between us in the clinic working with back patients. So it's certain parts of it are great, but
I mean, we were starting looking at it, I think it was like 20 to 30% of his exercises I went
through. So P90X, the X is right there, extreme.
Yeah.
So
good luck.
Yeah, be careful on your back.